Hi guys, this is the first tutorial of Zombie AI series where we will start setting up this AI agent, which will include adjusting his animation parameters and downloading the animations themselves from Mixamo website. Let's get inside project, art folder, and here inside zombie folder and model folder we'll have the zombie. We'll use this model in the project. And in case you're having your own custom model, make sure that its animation type set to be humanoid, and the avatar definition is create from this model. Let's drag in the zombie model into the scene. I'll rotate it 90 degrees. And here I will go and unpack the zombie model prefab. I'll rename the name of the skin mesh to something like zombie skin. And you can see that this model has the rig which has been created in Mixamo. And all of the bones of this skeleton have this Mixamo prefix added to them. So let's start setting up the agent. For that, let's go to Tools, Mobile Action Kit, Humanoid AI, and set up Humanoid AI Agent dialog. Let's dock it to the right. Let's set the Humanoid AI type to be Zombie. And the first field here is Reference AI Prefab, which needs the reference prefab that is stored inside the project. So we'll feed this reference prefab to this field, so it could then recreate the structure the way it's set inside this reference prefab. Inside the humanoid model, we'll drag it from the hierarchy, the zombie model. And for the avatar of this model, let's go into the model folder, expand this zombie model, and we'll drag in that avatar into this field. And lastly, inside my body part to target, we will have to select whatever bone we want to be targeted by the enemy AI agents. So in this case, we'll use the head bone. But you can use the chest bone or any other bone that makes sense in your case. And now let's click on Configure Humanoid AI Agent. And what it does, it basically replicates the structure of a sample prefab in this selected zombie, attaching the necessary additional game objects, attaching various scripts with preset values to those game objects, thus automatically cloning that structure. And let's rearrange the hierarchy of the zombie by putting Mixamo hips and zombie skin on top of the other sub-objects. And now let's change the default standard material with the other ones that we have for the zombie. I'll use the zombie variant 2. You can pick any of them, which are basically 3 textures applied to the same performant material type. And let's apply ragdoll to this model. If we select it, go back to set up humanoid AI agent. Here we have create ragdoll button. Let's press it. Let's drag the bones. I'll start with Mixamo hips and put it inside the pelvis. Left up leg goes for the left hips, and go down with the bones for the knee till the foot for the right hips, and down the same for the head. We put the head. It's a pretty straightforward process. And same with the left arm, and down elbow. Now right arm, right elbow. Let's pick the bone for the middle spine. I'll select this one and push the create button. Let's go into the skeleton and we'll adjust the sizes of those colliders to match the dimensions of the bones they've been attached to. Let's go into perspective mode and let me enable the gizmos so to see all of those bones at once. And let's fix the layer of all of the sub-objects of this zombie, because it's set to be AI, but not all of its sub-objects are set to AI as well. Many of them are set to default. So what we'll do is we'll change it to default with all its children, and then we'll change it back to AI with all the children as well. And it's generally a good way to make sure all of those sub-objects would be assigned to any layer that you want them to be assigned to. Next, we'll select all of the bones that have been assigned to the ragdoll, and we'll check is kinematic checkbox for those bones. So let me select all of those bones. And I'll check is kinematic for those bones assigned to ragdoll. So whilst the AI agent is alive, they would not interfere with any animations that it would play back, and as soon as the agent dies, that is kinematic checkbox would be checked and the ragdoll physics would kick in. So that agent would fall down in a physically correct manner if you choose to use the ragdoll. Next, let's push customize humanoid animations button. Let's dock this thing to the right, and let's close the humanoid AI agent setup wizard. This wizard is also available from the tools, mobile action kit, humanoid AI, and edit humanoid AI animations. Now let's go back to the zombie for a second and select it and look at it inside editor, and you can see that the controller is set for the zombie AI base animation controller, which serves as a template for any future variations of that controller. So what we should do is to duplicate it and use that newly created duplicate instead of this base animator controller. I rename it to Zombie AI Animator Controller, so we could use that new controller safely without risking to mess up the original base animator controller, which served as our template. Let's select back the zombie and we'll assign that new animator controller into the controller field. And now let's get back into the wizard, and we'll drag the zombie with its new controller inside this humanoid AI animator controller field. And let's change character type from soldier to zombie. And let's download the first clip here, which is stand idle. Here you'll use the character of your choice from the character section of the site. I'm using this model here. I'll be using the first animation here on this page, this one. Let's click download. FBX for Unity with skin. I'll explain why later. Next one is a turn left animation clip. We'll select this one, put in the mirror checkbox, and in place. Let's download it too. FBX for Unity with skin. For the next clip, which is turn right, we'll use the same animation clip, just uncheck the mirror here. Let's download it. For turn backward and turn forward, we'll use the same turning animation clips that we already downloaded. Next is walk forward. Let's select this first one here. Check in place. And download FBX for Unity with skin. Next is run forward. We'll take this first one, zombie running, check in place. Download FBX for Unity with skin. And for the sprinting animation, we'll use the same clip that we've just downloaded. And for melee attack, let's go and download the first clip. We'll take this second one, download with same settings. Let's get another one for the second attack, the one in top left. And for the third attack, let's search for the zombie bite. And let's get this one from the top left and download. And now let's go and get hit animations for this zombie. Let's get the first one. Here, this one. Download FBX for Unity with skin. Let's get the second one too. And those two clips will be used for the upper and the lower body layers. But you can get unique clips for each of the three cases. Let's get back into the editor, and here we already have all the necessary clips, and it's time to get the death clips. Let's get back to Mixamo and type the zombie dying. And we can get this first one here. Let's download it. And this top third one. Let's get it too with the same settings. And now as we have downloaded all the clips that will be used in the zombie tutorial series, and let's import them. Drag all of them into the project. All of those FBX files, if we take any of them and we'll expand it, apart from other files, they contain two animation clips, one actually named, but it has no keyframes. And if I play it back, we will see that there is nothing happening in this clip because it doesn't have any keyframes. It's a clip called mixamo.com that has them. If I select it and play it back, we will see that it is in fact the one that holds the animation information, and this is the case with all of the other files. But we can easily fix that using the wizard that is provided with this kit, and it will help us to remove the empty clips and rename remaining ones as a first step of optimization of those files. Inside Tools, Mobile Action Kit, Humanoid AI, rename and modify animations. I'll dock this wizard to the right, and we'll drag in the first clip in it. We'll rename it to Melee Attack 1, and we can see that the FBX file got renamed, and if we expand it, we will see only one animation clip which got the same name as the FBX file, and that's the actual clip that has the animation. So I'm gonna do the same thing to all the other clips in this list. Let's take this Zombie Attack 2, and I will call it Melee Attack 2. And we'll press the button. Same with the Zombie Death. Let's call it Dying Animation 1. Let's take the next one. Call it Zombie Dying Animation 2. Next one is Zombie Idol. Next one is Melee Attack 3. Let's take the next one. I'll rename it to Body Hit Animation 1. Next one is the Body Hit Animation 2. Next one I'll rename to zombie running. Next I'll take a zombie walk and rename it to zombie walking. Next one, let's take the zombie turn, check which side it's turning. It's the left side. Let's call it turn left. Next one we'll call turn right. I'll close this window now. And we're done with the first step of optimizing those files with only one actual animation clip in them. Now's the time for the second optimization step, reducing the size of those files. And if I'll go to the location of those files to check the current size of those files inside the folder, it's 268 megabytes, which is a huge size for such small amount of clips due to the fact that they contain a lot of the extra stuff that we will not need in this project. Let me close the windows. So all the stuff that is packed within those files, like materials, meshes and textures, will be removed once we will populate the Edit Humanoid AI Animations wizard, and we will be left with only the animation clips themselves. First we'll have to populate all of the fields inside the wizard with their respective clips, and then we'll remove all of that extra stuff with a push of a button. So let's start putting those clips in. First is the zombie idle, next one is turn left, the other one turn right. Same clips will be used for turn forward and backward, but if you want you can download and populate those two fields with the different looking turning clips. For the walk forward we'll use zombie walking. Inside run forward and sprinting fields I'll put zombie running clip. Inside melee attack 1 clip, let's drag the respective melee attack 1 clip. Melee attack 2 goes for 2, and for 3 melee attack 3. And now for the body hit animation clips, let's use the body hit animation 1 for the upper and for the lower body. Same goes for the body hit animation 2, here for the upper and here for the lower body. And I'll reuse that clip for the body hit animation clip 3. Put it inside upper and the lower body field. Again, if you want you can get and use a separate different looking clip for that third case, but I'll use the two variations here. And now as we have populated all the fields with their respective clips, we're ready to optimize those clips by pushing this duplicate animation clip and modify import settings button. And what it will do, it will take all of those files, select the clips, it will configure them according to the requirements of this kit, and then it will create their cleaner versions of the animation clips themselves without having any of the extra information. Then it will rename all of them to match the names of the fields of the wizard, and repopulate all of those fields with those new created clips. So let me push the button, and here we can see how it automatically goes through all of those clips. All of the fields are repopulated with newly created and renamed clips to match the names of the fields. And for sprinting clip, it took the running clip, duplicated it, renamed it, and put it into that respective field, thus creating an extra clip to provide it for that field and repopulate it with this clip. And it did the same for the third variation of body hit clips. And if we inspect the clip itself, we can see that it has been configured to work seamlessly with the animator controller, as all the other clips that have been processed by this wizard. Let's get into the console and clear this message because it doesn't affect anything for us. Let's get into the wizard again. So all of those clips stored in those fields are the new lightweight versions of all the imported animations. So we no longer need all of the originally imported files. So let's select all of those files except the dying animations, because we have to optimize them too. Go through all of those imported files and we can delete them. And now it's time to deal with dying animations, which, unlike all the other animation clips that have been pre-configured by the wizard that set the various configurations for each of those clips depending on which field each of those clips goes into. But dying animations require a different approach, because you can use as many of them as you like to randomize the look of dying zombies as much as possible, in case they are used instead of the ragdoll. So let's go into Inspector with those selected, change animation type to humanoid, let's apply it, let's select and expand the dying animation 1, and let's select the animation clip itself, let's duplicate it, and created duplicate will be unparented from the original source file. Now let's do the same for the dying animation 2. Let's drag them inside the death animation section of the wizard. Dying animation 1 and dying animation 2. We can see them appearing in this list inside this section, meaning that the wizard is referencing those clips. And before we include them into the animator, let's go and tweak those clips. Inside dying animation clip 1, let's check bake into pose and change the based upon original, and we'll check the bake into pose for the root transform position Y. Same for the dying animation 2. Let's get back into the wizard and we'll push the top button, add death animation clips to the animator. And in the lower left corner we see the console confirmation. And now is the time to save all of those changes to the animator. So we will push the button named Save New Animations to Animator. It will save them and close the wizard. And now let's go in and delete those remaining imported death animation files. And we're left with completely optimized files right now, size of which is drastically smaller than what we had in the beginning. Here we can see the current size is 18.5 megabytes, whereas before we had 268 megabytes. Plus, due to this workflow, we avoided all the possible issues with the animations themselves, like twisted toes and other issues of such nature. And in case you want to modify some of those animations from that animator controller, you can do that by going into the Tools, Mobile Action Kit, Humanoid AI, Edit Humanoid AI Animations wizard. Then you drag in the zombie from the hierarchy into the Humanoid AI Animator controller field, set the character type to zombie, push the import existing animations from animator button, then change whatever clips you want to be changed inside that list. Maybe add some extra dying animations, although replacing existing dying animations would require to do that inside the animator. And once you're done, you push this modify animation clip import settings button, which would make this wizard go through all the newly assigned animation clips and tweak them to have the required settings. And finally you go and push the button that says Save New Animations to Animator, thus saving all the recent modifications you've done to Animator Controller. And next step before the initial playtest, we need to provide 4 game objects for this zombie vision functionality, such as field of view game object, hid to unhid enemy switcher. Let me find the other 2. And inside humanoid visibility checker, there's visibility checker object and head bone for detection validator field. So let's create those 3 game objects as a children of the head bone. I'll create empty game object here and call it field of view game object. I'll position it to match the eye level of the zombie and in front of the head, like that. You want it to be in front of the head a little bit, like that. I'll then duplicate this game object and I will rename it to hid to unhid enemy switcher. And let's assign those 2 game objects to their fields, hid to unhid enemy switcher and field of view game object. Let's go to the visibility checker script. I will duplicate the hid to unhid enemy switcher and I will rename it to vision obstacle checker. Then reselect the zombie root object and place the vision obstacle checker into its field, and inside head bone for detection validator field I will put the head bone itself. Let me reposition the camera. And now let's go inside the core AI behavior script and let's make sure that agent role is set to zombie and default behavior is selected to be stationary. And let's leave all the other settings as they are for now. And let's push play. Zombie has detected the player and started moving towards him. Walking speed of the zombie needs to be tweaked a little bit to fix this little sliding issue, but the vision system of the zombie is functional. So this initial test worked fine, and in the future tutorials we'll add another pieces of functionality to this agent and we'll test how they behave in various scenarios. So see you guys in the next one.